Yo, what's up, people? Yeah, Thursday's the early stream. Thursday's for all you European folks. Yeah, now that we've grown a lot, maybe we'll do another poll. Maybe we'll change the stream time. All right, all right. What is going on, everyone? Pump day. All right, who's in here? We got. What's up, Hungry? How you doing? Hunter, always a pleasure, brother. Smashy, long time no see, bro. How you doing? Mortimer, what's up, bro? Geeky, good to see you. Jenna, good to see you. Bull Runner, what's up, buddy? John Santos, how's it going? Django, what's up, brother? Ricky Spanish. IKB, what's up, man? All right. So, talk of the day is the executive orders, right? But if you guys, well, I know you guys all saw this coming, right? We've only been talking about this accumulation model and this SOS for like 4 days. But yeah, playing out nicely, right? We were talking about yesterday how we were getting this jump over the creek, right? We were talking about how we expected to come back, retest the creek, and then put in an SOS. And that this was your confirmation, right? You got this nice little mitigation wick here. Let's jump into it here. Let's take a look at our 4 hour. So, looking at our 4 hour, what we were looking at before was we had this internal change of character here. Right, and then we had, just now, we had our break of structure. Alright, so what does that mean? That means that internally our 4 hour is now in a confirmed uptrend, right? Now, what do we also know? We also know that this is still our external strong low. This is still where we would flip bearish. Why? Because this is where we had two bearish candles in a row. This is a valid 4 hour low. This was not a valid 4 hour low. That's why all of this price action is internal. But notably, this is the first time that we have had internal structure flip bullishly to match our external structure. It's looking nice, right? At the beginning of the week, we were talking about finding ourselves up here around 116K. It's nice to see towards the end of the week that we're right where we thought we would be, right? So, again, if we pull our fibs, right, we know we bounced from the 886 from our external 4 hour structure. If we look at our indications here, we know that we had strong 4 hour buy signals, right? 6 hour buy signal coming through on Cipher Matrix. We were talking about how these large time frame buy signals are very, very strong, right? Tap the reversal zone here, retested here, right? 12 hour, similar story, right? Getting the 12 hour buy signal here, right? Now we're trying to flip the trend ribbon. Everything looks as it should, right? We had our weekly mitigation for this high here, right? What do we always say on the channel? Prepared trader is a profitable trader, right? So that's why we have these plans. We know where our invalidation is, and we don't listen to anyone, right? We listen to the charts. We know that as long as this 4 hour low is not broken, down here at 110,500, it does not matter what anyone tells you about how bearish Bitcoin is. It's not. It's in an uptrend on the 4 hour. And until it's not, we're going to keep longing it, right? Okay, cool. So one more thing I wanted to hammer home today, a little bit earlier on the stream. I mean, we can go over targets and stuff. I mean, we're hitting this spider line right now, right? We were pulling our volume from last week here. Let's get that back on here. Right, so we reclaimed last week's value area low, likely going to go to last week's point of control, right? So you can mark out that area on your chart. It's about 118,000, and then likely going to come up where? To where the liquidity lies, right? So all of these lower highs here, we can even include this one, right? If we mark these out, we know that there's liquidity in all of these highs, right? That's where the money's at. Likely we're going to do a range rotation up to those highs, right? We're not even in the reversal zone yet on the 4 hour. Likely going to come grab that liquidity from these highs. Again, the level that you would want to hold for that thesis to be true, right, is going to be 116.5, right? Hold 116.5, you're likely rotating up to the highs of the range to grab the liquidity. Now, we already mitigated this on the way down, on the way up, right, when we had that 5-minute mitigation trade. Now, one thing that I will call out, so I marked, so this is what we've been looking at, right, this accumulation model, right? Model 2, you guys know, we got a whole stream on it in the channel, right? Model 2 accumulation. We were talking about this yesterday, right? That the last step remaining was it's going to flag out at the top of the range, give an SOS, right? So here's your SOS. And then here's your backup phase. Right? Perfect mitigation. So it would be less strong if we come back down into this range to mitigate, since we already mitigated it here, right? Similarly to what Bitcoin's doing on the weekly, right? Bitcoin mitigated just the highs. That's kind of a fractal of what you see on like the 5-minute, right? Now, another thing I want to show you guys, right? I'm going to keep showing you this all the time. And hopefully you guys are never tired of seeing it. So, again, what do we look for to get into a new uptrend, right? 50 crosses the 200 on the 5 minute, underneath the 200 on the 5 minute. I show it to you guys all the time. The reason I show it to you guys all the time is because every time I show it to you, you're one step closer to pulling that trigger whenever you see it, all right? Really bullishly gapped EMAs, TP1 at the 50 EMA, and then up you go, right? Which, ironically, is also where the bot had you TPing once from the daily setups in the Discord, right? 116,400. Django, don't worry. I will show you so many more times. Okay. Nice little reversal bands play as well. Really bullish SFP candle, right? I called this out in the Discord. It's looking good, right? What do we also know? If you're currently in a long, you don't have to close it while we're in these reversal bands, right? Price can continue trending while we're inside the band, right? So you're waiting for it to fall out and retest bearishly. It's time to get out, right? Okay, cool. All right, so we talked about the Wyckoff. We talked about the 200 EMA. What else did I want to talk about? Let's see. Yeah. Take profits, right? On the way up, right? If this trend ribbon turns purple, probably a good time to take profits, right? You can also just you can get targets. This is a little different because yeah, you can get targets like this, right? If you're in like a swing trade from here, or if you're in like a scalp trade from here, right? You can see like we hit our 1618. That would be a TP level. This 2 extension here, 117,900 would be a TP level, and then the 2618, 118.6, right? If you're just talking about like I got long in this range, where should I take some profit before I like leave a runner or something like that, right? Cool. Good call, Geeky, yeah. All right. So there are some really bullish signs on Market Cipher as well, right? So if we're looking at Market Cipher, right? If we look at our daily, what do we notice happened yesterday? Well, a daily green dot confirmed underneath the 0 line, right? We were pointing this out on, I think it was the weekly open stream or something like that, right? Whenever you get these green dots underneath the 0 line, generally leads to a strong pump to the upside. What are we seeing? Follow through from that confirmed green dot, right? Still a lot of room to go. A lot of room to go. The chart will call the news, right? People will say that we pumped because of the news. Again, Market Cipher strategy, I made a video of it on this channel. The band is lit up, right? Meaning that the slow EMAs are above the, or the fast EMAs are above the slow EMAs, right? You buy underneath, similar to the other EMA strategy, right? Buy underneath, right? Pull your bias from the charts, not from what people say. You shouldn't be scared to buy down here. You should be excited at the opportunity. Okay, what else were we looking at yesterday? So we were looking at this weekly trend line. Right, we were grabbing this to the higher low, and we were saying that we need to get back above this trend line on the smaller time frames. We were below it yesterday. And this morning, what did we do? Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about, right? So we came down. This was yesterday. I was doing a stream with CryptoChem, right? And I was saying, hey, if you want to see us SOS and reclaim the trend line for confirmation that we're going to go higher, right? So we come down, we test our creek, right? Jump over the creek, test, SOS phase, and then what do we form here, right? You guys should all know what this is, right? I pointed this out in the Discord earlier. We made an accumulation model here, right? Where's our order block that got retested? So that would be right here, right? You guys should get to a point where you start to notice these, right? And when you start flagging out at the top of the range, you can understand, oh, most likely an SOS is incoming, right? So whenever we start flagging here, I post in the Discord, right? SOS incoming, right? It also helps that it's also really bullish that we were forming this on that weekly trend line, right? Reclaim the trend line right here. A lot of people got stopped out, right? Fake everybody out. Oh no, we're coming down. Trap shorts, stop out longs. Up we go. Back up. This is called a spring, right? Then your accumulation model, right? This is your spring, reclaim the range, flag, go. Now, we do actually have a lot on Bitcoin to talk about, so we're going to spend a lot of time on Bitcoin today. Now, what is this? What can we also find here? So I'm going to delete this stuff. Okay, so what do we also know? So if we take a channel here, it depends how you want to draw this. I would have probably drawn it like that, but let's change this a little bit here. Okay, so you can say it's like this, right? So one thing to keep in mind that we kind of talked about a little bit this week, right, is that this, once we reclaim the range, so let's draw our horizontal range as well. So once we reclaim the range, which we're doing right now, what does this begin to look like, right? Well, it begins to look like either a Model 2, right? Or you consider this as your first hit and it's a Model 3, right? But most importantly, this right here, this is spring behavior. So whether it's the final spring before we break out or whether we're going to come back down and retest this order block one more time, that's still to be decided, but this looks, in terms of like Wyckoff trading theory, right? This would be your spring, where you spring out of the range, you reclaim it, retest the bottom of the range, right? And then up you go. Now, if you draw your range like this, you can see we've already reclaimed like the midline of the range here, and we're getting to the top. Should we break this resistance line at the top, hold the range as support, the same exact behavior, right, that you see on those smaller time frames, you would expect on these larger time frames. Okay? So this is really important because it shows you guys like these accumulation models, these Wyckoff models, they're so important to learn because you'll see them on every time frame, right? From the weekly down to like the 1 minute time frame, right? So being able to spot these, understanding how to trade them can make you extremely profitable, right? I mean, this stuff has been in markets for over 150 years. Okay. Oh man, that 50 EMA tap was nice on the daily. Nice. Nice. Okay. So we want to see this trend ribbon flip on the daily as well. We want to see this flip bullish here. We are at a spider line, could see some turbulence. But yeah, it's a 116.5 like we talked about earlier. You want to see that hold. Okay, if you guys have any altcoins that you want me to look at, you guys can drop them in chat. If you guys have any questions in chat about anything we've gone over, you guys can drop those questions as well. Let's take a look at ETH here. All right. We're going to do this all over again because I can't really even tell what I was looking at. We hit the daily VWAP, came up. Yeah. Flipped the point of control. It looks like ETH is heading to 39.08. But more importantly, all right, we're just going to get rid of all of this. Man, look at that dashboard. Look at that dashboard on ETH. Sheesh. Notice how we never lost the reversal zone on the daily on ETH, right? Never lost the trend ribbon either. But if we're looking at spider lines, right? Next stop for ETH is like 4K, right? Like 41.32. Next stop for ETH. Look at that spider line bottom. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Bullish engulf. Off you go. Okay. Let's look at our 4 hour. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so there's no structure anywhere down here. Man, ETH, you dirty little animal, man. Okay, so there's some liquidity in all of these highs, right? The problem is we don't really have any external structure until here. So this would still be your external 4 hour high here. Man, that 4 hour buy signal on Cipher Matrix, perfect. And what do we talk about, guys, right? So, strong uptrend. Where's the opportunity going to be? the bullish reversal band, right? That's where your opportunity is going to lie. You want to take trades in the direction of trend at an area where the price is most likely to resume the trend. Now, we are hitting the reversal band on the 4-hour on the top side, which makes sense. We are hitting liquidity as well. So we want to watch and see if candles start closing within this reversal band or if we get just wicks and closes below. If that's the case, we're likely coming back down to mitigate here. Right? And that level would be 37.36, right? Now, if we were looking at last week's value area, so we bounced from last week's point of control at like 37.80. Next stop, yeah, I mean, next stop for ETH is 39.06. Right, from there we see if we can break the highs on the 4-hour or not. But that would be the next logical stop. Now, we are hitting some supply. That's kind of why we're pausing here. Right. So yeah, watch it. If these candles can start closing above this deviation line, we're likely going to, it's likely a quick move to 39.06. If we can't get durably above this supply, then we might need to come down, mitigate, and then go back up. But I like this bullish point of control test. That was really bullish. Is the code red, Andrew? No, it's not. I just have some plans after the stream. But yeah, I mean, the normal Thursday time is 4:30, just 30 minutes early here. Yeah, Tommy, I'd love to hear it, man. That's awesome. I'm glad you caught the long, man. I'm glad. I love to see you guys winning. Make sure you guys drop some profit logs if you guys are in the long or caught the long or anything like that. We were definitely prepared. The Discord was definitely prepared. Anyone who's new here, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell. We talk about this stuff 5 days a week. Join the free learning Discord. Come hang out with us. I'm surprised. Nobody asked for any altcoins. I don't know what to look at here. Okay. Well, let's look at some of the ones we normally look at. So let's look at Sol. Did you guys pack your Sol bags? Did you guys pack them? You guys should have packed your Sol bags. Okay. We went over this. We went over this on Sol. We went over the daily entry. Right? Underneath this daily golden cross retest. Right? Yeah, Cuban, I know you packed your bags, bro. I know you're enjoying that, man. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful entry. Look at that. Love it. Love to see you guys winning. Sweet. All right. Man, look at that. Look at that, man. Man. This is the exact same trade setup we just saw on Bitcoin on the 4-hour, right? Okay. Anyway, yeah, Sol looks good, guys. Sol looks good. Next stop, 186.70. Really. Next stop, 186.70. Hey, we're getting some altcoin requests here. All right, let's see. Man, this week has been a great week. Been a great week. Put a 1 in the chat if you're making money this week. Do that. Let me see them. Woo-hoo-hoo! Dang. Look at that on Link. Look at that. Beautiful golden cross retest on Link, and now it is screaming to the upside. Absolutely screaming to the upside. Look at that sea of ones, guys. I love it. I love it. That's why I do this. You guys are awesome. You guys have been doing your homework, and it shows. Let's go. All right. Yeah, Link looks really good. Yeah. 50, crosses the 200, buy underneath the 200, off to the races. Okay. What? The 12-hour looks the exact same. Is that what we were just on? What? No. Interesting. Look at that. Confluence. I don't think I've ever seen it that exact before. That's... If you were looking at that, I mean, there's your buy signal, bro. Okay. So, 12-hour structure is being broken right now. All right. So if this 12-hour candle in 2.5 hours closes above 18,222, that will be a break of structure on the 12-hour. It looks like you are struggling with this resistance right now, right? So if you're in a link long from like down here, you might consider taking like a third off here at a resistance. If you break out retest, there's the breakout retest trade. There's the mitigation of the order block trade. Those are the two trades that I'd look at right now. Yeah, I'd look, if you're not in a long and you're looking to participate on this, I'd look for the breakout retest, like retest of the highs, or I'd look to get an entry down here at 17,192. But hopefully it just breaks out of this resistance here. It looks strong. It does look strong. Let's look at volume. Woof! Look at that volume on Link. That's a lot of volume. That's a lot of volume. Okay, let's look at our 4 hour. 4 hour, same exact thing, right? So yes, this is kind of what we were talking about on ETH, right? If you can close bullishly within the reversal zone, then you can keep riding it up, right? What you're looking for, if you're looking to short this or like know when to close your trade, right? If we start closing candles outside of the reversal zone after being inside of it, right? That would be, hey, watch out. We're probably going to get a little bit of a correction here. As long as we closed above this point of control, right? As long as we can remain within the reversal zone, we can keep riding this up. If you notice on our bigger trend on our 4 hour, on our, man, look at that buy signal. I am proud of what I built for you guys. I will say that. Yeah, so we are still in the discount of the regression trend here, right? So once we break into the premium, right, we have quite a long ways back up to the top. About like 17%. Okay. Yeah, I think Link looks good. I mean, I think the entry was down here, but there's ways to participate. Breakout retest or a retest of 17,192. All right. Oh, I've left the music on this whole time, guys. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Okay. All right, what was next here? H-bar? Yeah, we can look at H-bar. Man, all of these alts had amazing setups. Absolutely amazing setups. Okay, let's look at the daily. All right, 12 hour. So we're trying to get an internal break here. We've already mitigated this 12-hour supply. Similarly to Link here, right? We're trying to see a 12-hour break of structure here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, H-bar. Let's look at the weekly. So perfect mitigation here on H-bar as well. Okay, so this is cool. This is cool. So what do we see here? Right? You had your 1, 2, 3 hits to the low, jump across the creek, test, come back up, flag out here, up you go, right? It's kind of the journey that I would see for H-bar here. Let's see. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, it's chill? All right. We'll turn it back on then. Okay. All right. So if you want to participate on H-bar, this is what I would watch for, okay? What I would watch for is your 50 to cross your 200, and then your price to retest underneath and go. Underneath and go. Really bullish dashboard over here. That's what I would look for if you're not already in a trade on H-bar. It's about to have a golden cross on the 1 hour. We can go back and look, right? So this is what I'm talking about, right? 50 crosses the 200, buy underneath for the next leg up, right? This is ideal. That's what I would look for. And Hunter, you have Cipher Matrix, bro. So I mean, you can, if this thing's going to be screaming to the upside, you can scalp it on like the 15, 30 in the reversal zones, like to the downside. Also, like the 5-minute 15 200 strategy, right? Get long here. Yeah, like these 5-minute buys on Cipher Matrix or anything in the bullish reversal zone, you can scalp. Cool beans. Okay. Let's look. Virtuals? Yeah, we can look at virtuals. Hey, this was our virtuals trade. Alright, cool beans. Well, that trade entry is far gone, so let's start over. Okay, on the 5-minute, man, dude, these altcoins, I need to trade me some alts. Jesus, dude, I just watch Bitcoin all day. I guess it is, Bitcoin dominance is dropping. Maybe it's time. You got a nice little 50, 200 play on the 5-minute. Got a nice little Cipher Matrix buy here. And then, what kind of move is this? 3%, little 3% move. So as long as it's in the reversal band here on the 5-minute, I wouldn't really short it. I'd wait for it to fall out of the band. Really, I'd just be looking at longs, like in general. I mean, Bitcoin just initiated out of accumulation. Okay, yeah. So this had a very similar move to Bitcoin, right? So you break your 4-hour structure bullishly here. You come back, you test. There's probably like a 1 hour, 2-hour order block in here. Yeah, you test your 2-hour order block. Right. So all of you guys know, right? 1, 2, 3 hits to the low, come up, flag out. SOS, come down and mitigate. Didn't quite make it all the way to mitigation, right? So there's still possibility of like this, right? But also it may just front run mitigation a little bit. Like it barely didn't mitigate, right? So that in mind. But yeah, I mean this is SOS out. You're obviously going to have some turbulence at like 136. The range deviation target is going to be back up at premium at like 1.78 ultimately. Yeah, I would look to like previous highs or this decision block right here. So that would be like 124. Previous highs would be like an SFP of this low at like 1.2687. If we look at the EMAs on the daily, it's still pretty bearish. Let's look at our 4-hour EMAs. Oof, yeah, 1 hour. Yeah, so I think this is probably going to come back down and mitigate. If it doesn't come back down and mitigate, you aren't missing out on anything, right? There's still so much work to be done on virtuals. But what I would recommend is if the 50 crosses the 200 on the 1 hour here, looking for an entry on the retest back underneath, right, to get in for the next leg. Keeps you away from FOMOing into tops like this. Yeah, with the way the EMAs look on the higher time frames on virtuals, it's still got a lot of work to do. So, like, there's better setups like Solana or coins that are closer to making their big move, you know? you'll have to sit in the trade for less time to make more money. Okay. Was that all? I think that was all the altcoins. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to look at. Man, it really front ran you on that mitigation. Yeah, there's your decision block where you bounce from mitigation. Also your 4-hour EMAs, right? Nice little buy signals on Cipher Matrix. Underneath the 200. All right. Man, XRP looks good, man. XRP looks good. This is a reaccumulation model, right? You get your jump over the creek, your test, your SOS, your backup. Yeah, XRP looks bullish. Bullish. Okay. It's also like a little inverted head and shoulders forming, right? All right, guys. Well, if there's any last-minute questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. I know we went through everything pretty quick today. I have some plans later, so if it's a little shorter stream, that's not a problem. Arrow? Yeah, Curtis, we can look at Arrow. All right. Let's see. Ooh. Arrow is just now reclaiming its lifetime VWAP. This looks very interesting to me. Ooh, it's going to have a golden cross on the daily. I think Aerodrome has value. I'm not entirely sure what the protocol is, but technically speaking, this is a great time to be looking at Arrow. I might buy some Arrow. Let's see. Yeah, so again, look, you had your 12-hour 50 crossover your 200. You had two chances to buy underneath. Yeah, Curtis, thanks for calling this one out. I really like how Arrow looks right now. How high was it before? So like, not bad. Okay, let's look at our 5-day. Somewhere where we can have some structure. There's no structure here. 3-day. Man, they're really robbing you of any structure. Notice how they do this, right? Like, there's no 2 green candles in a row the whole way down, right? There's no structure on the way down. So your 2-day structure. So you broke your 2-day structure here. So your strong low on your 2-day right now is here. Right, so that's obviously like a level if you're buying spot, right? What kind of risk are you exposing yourself to right now? You're exposing yourself to like a 23% risk, right? So if we say we got in now, right? We have a stop loss here, and we're looking to come back to all-time highs. This is quite the appealing trade, right? You could use this lifetime VWAP if you wanted to like have a tighter stop, right? You could use like this VWAP lows. Then you're only risking 15% to gain 167%. If you manage to snipe along off of this lifetime VWAP, I think that will age very well, right? And this 1 hour 50 and 200 still have to cross. You're probably going to get a retest. Where are you going to get a retest to? I would say likely this lifetime VWAP. That would be an area that I'd be really interested in. In terms of targets to the upside, we got previous lows here, 88 cents. Broke your 4-hour structure. So notice how you broke your 4-hour structure bullish here, and then now you're screaming in an SOS phase here. You could look at Arrow. Curtis, are you already long on this? I can give you some more personalized answers if you tell me what you're wondering about this. Look at Ripple after testing, sure, or RPL. I don't know what that is, but sheesh. All right, guys, y'all have done it. You know what? I'm gonna start sharing alt TA in the Discord. I'm gonna take some alt trades. This is crazy. Y'all woke up the degen in me. Still gonna murder Bitcoin. Don't worry. Still gonna murder Bitcoin. Okay. At a reversal zone right now. At previous resistance here. Nice little range deviation play. All right. Target was like 797. You're talking about scalp time frames, right? Though 5 minute. Let's take a look. Man, yeah, you've been tearing this thing apart, huh? A little 5% move. Ooh, set some 5 minute buy signals on this. Yeah, I see what you're saying, man. It looks good. Looks good. Okay, what else do we have here? You look at Vine. I've heard a lot of people talking about Vine. Yeah, we can look at Vine. What is Vine? Oh, we did look at Vine before. Value area low. Point of control. Okay. Let's start over. Look at it again. Oh, man. Oh, I remember this. Yeah. Pump and dump. 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 Okay. They're accumulating it. Pump it again. That's what it looks like. Looks like to me. This is a spot play, if anything, guys. This is 100% a spot play. Thinking it would go up, but now I'm thinking it might not go up, but not sure. I mean, yeah, I mean it's hard to do TA on something like this, right? Because it's just like they pump it, they dump it, they accumulate it, they pump it, they dump it, they accumulate it, they pump it, they dump it, pump it, dump it, accumulate it. But I can do what I can here. So what you do have going for you, I can tell you where your out would be, right? So what you do have going for you is that you had your 50 across your 200 bullishly here, right? You had your retest here. You retested your 50. You're coming up. I would say, let's look at our 1 hour. I really would not like to see this trade lower than here again. I would say you can safely assume if you lose this 6-7 support again, you're running these lows. Now, if you run these lows, what I can tell you is most likely if you run these lows, that will be the low, and then they'll send it, right? Just based off like the current accumulation model, but yeah, I would say entry 0.7120 and 120. I mean, that's a little. I mean, you entered kind of at the highs. Let's see. It looks like it could come back up soon. Unable to accept invite. Can somebody click on that link and tell me it's working? Hold on. Yeah, it should work, Eva. Maybe I need to fix the link in the thing. I mean, unless you're banned, it should work. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you lose 0.67, you should probably, that's where like my line in the sand to get out would be, Max. Let me look at what Bitcoin's about to do. I can probably give you some better ideas. Yeah, that link should not expire, yeah. Bitcoin fell out of the reversal band here. Look at like a 3-minute time frame. Some bullish divergence on the 3-minute for Bitcoin. Flipping the MACD here. Yeah, I mean, I think if Bitcoin goes up, it's going to pull everything up. So I would say if Bitcoin loses 116,500, I would close your trade, Max. Otherwise, I think you're probably going to be fine. I don't know your risk, obviously, but I'm assuming you know how to manage your risk. If you know how to manage your risk, as long as Bitcoin doesn't lose 116,500, you're good. I would honestly, with a coin like that, man, I would use Bitcoin to figure it out. If Bitcoin loses 116,500, I'd get out. Otherwise, you're probably fine. That's what I got for you. Yeah, no problem, man. Of course. All right, guys. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell. We stream 5 days a week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sometimes on the weekends if I'm free. Make sure you join the Discord. Completely free. Doesn't cost you anything. Talk about it. We talk about Bitcoin and trading every day in there. We share. Oh, yeah. Let's call out the bot, right? Why not? One more thing I got to show you guys. So, in the Discord, absolutely free of charge, we share daily trading plans every day, going over what we expect for the day. Now, let's read today's, right? Let's look at our pullback long entry. So, trigger fast flush back to 115,700. Watch for bullish reversal pattern or a quick reclaim. Long on that. TP 116,700 to 117 plus, stop loss 115,500. If we take a look at Bitcoin here, right? We take everything off, just look at the chart here. Go to our 15-minute, right? What do we see? Here it is, right? We had our strong push down to, let's see, 115, what was the low? 115,620, right? Followed by a quick reclaim, right? So you could have had a limit down there. You could have waited for like the 5-minute candle to close, really bullish candle, right? Right? Push down to 115,700, come back up, stop loss, well, 115,500. TP1, 116,700, right? TP2 up here. Absolutely free of charge. Bot calls it for you. Join the Discord, completely free. Come hang out with us. Traders helping traders succeed. Much love, guys. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out.